Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're gonna be playing with Charlotte Tilbury. So it's gonna be a full face of Charlotte Tilbury using the new Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter palettes. I have the three new ones in Eyes of a Star, Star Aura, and Diva Lights. I think what we'll do is do Eyes of a Star actually on my face. But I'll go ahead and swatch them all for you, and we'll make a decision as we move forward. Basically, get ready with me using Charlotte Tilbury. No stress, no mess, just chatty. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before I bring you in, so you guys can see the look that we're gonna do today, I have to show you what I'm pulling my hair back with today. The lovely Minnie Mouse Disney ears that Beauty and the Frizz got me for Christmas. I mean, I will admit, I am not a pink person, but I absolutely love these ears. I think they're awesome. So Cara, thank you so much for sending them to me. Honestly, it puts a huge smile on my face every time I use them. So let's go ahead and I'll bring you in and we'll start the look. I feel like, it's springy, pink ears, right, why not? All right, so a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. So the foundation that I use from Charlotte Tilbury is the Light Wonder foundation. I don't like the other foundations. They just don't really work for me. I don't know why, but they don't. So people were asking what shade I used in Charlotte Tilbury. This is 3. 3 seems to work. It seems to be about right. Is it perfect? No, but it's close enough. I actually like this foundation on me. I think it's a really pretty glowy look. It doesn't have a ton of coverage, but I think for me, I actually don't use foundations that generally have a lot of coverage anyway. So I think it's really pretty. I just think it's a little yellow for me. Not a lot, just, a little bit, so I don't end up using it as often, but I actually do like it. So that is on. I'm gonna take the Hollywood filter. This is in 2 as my highlighter. Just add a little bit here. I will use one of the wands as a highlighter as well. But I do like the glow. You can mix this with a foundation. You can use it as I just did as just a subtle highlight. Yeah, I think the Flawless Filter is actually an excellent product. And my understanding is she came out with a couple of new shades, which I have not tried, but I really do like the product. We're gonna go in with a little Charlotte Tilbury powder, the Flawless Finish powder, one of my favorite powders actually. La Mer powder brush, and I'm just going to put on a little bit of powder, not a ton, just a little. Okay, bronzer. We're gonna use Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in number 1. This is the fair shade. I've mentioned before, this isn't really that much of a bronzer on me. It just kind of warms up my skin tone a little bit, but that's gonna work for me today because I'm not really looking for a really bronze look. I'm gonna show you the quads, and I really want us to focus on that anyway. So, plus, it's January. How bronzed are you gonna be in January, really? I mean, when you look like me, I mean, let's face it, guys, even when I go out in the sun, I don't bronze. And I didn't mention that I have my brows done. They're the Gucci brow product. If you watch my channel, you know that by now, because that's basically all I've been using. So let's put on a little bit of blush and then the wand, and then we'll chat a little bit, and we'll talk about the quads if I can find my blush brush. This is the Sonia G Classic Chic brush. And the shade I'm using in Charlotte Tilbury today is Ecstasy. Looks like that. All right. I'm gonna use the Pillow Talk Beauty Beauty Light Wand. If you haven't seen these, there's like a little squeeze at the top. Basically open it up, make sure I have it on, yes, on, and then you just squeeze. Product comes to the top of the little applicator. I really like this for travel. I think it's really convenient for travel. It doesn't leak all over the place. Okay, so face is on, and we can get into the quads. I'm gonna use the Pillow Talk medium lip liner really quick. Just wanted to add a little bit of color to my lips as we were talking. So let's go through the new luxury palettes. So a couple things to mention, and I know some people have already talked about this, that the amounts in here, they are 2.8 grams, 0.09 ounces, which is about half of the normal quads. They are 18 months shelf life, so they have a pretty decent shelf life. And supposedly they have more of a, you know, soft focus glow to them. I will tell you that when I picked them up, I do like Charlotte Tilbury. Let's swatch the Diva Lights first. Let me show you this. I was hoping that I would be, this is Diva Lights. I was hoping that I would be like surprised like I was with Fire Rose. Now I know that Fire Rose, these are not the same formula. So I wasn't expecting the same formula. I knew that they would be different than that. But I was hoping, because when I picked up Fire Rose, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is like one of my favorites from Charlotte Tilbury. So I was hoping it would be kind of that experience where I would be like really wowed. I'm not gonna say I'm getting that vibe, but I haven't been disappointed. So let's go from there. Okay, so that's Diva Lights. And then let's look at, if I could open it. Let's look at Star Aura. Star Aura is a very neutral palette, maybe a boring palette, but you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you are like me and you use a lot of neutrals, maybe it's a palette that you would use. I think though that if you are a deeper skinned person, I don't know how well those shades are going to show up on you. Just saying. I'm incredibly pale. All right. And then the last one, which is Eyes of a Star. You pretty much ruin the, and I'll show you the quad up close. You pretty much ruin the Hollywood motif that's on these the minute you swatch them. It does not last long. Okay, that's Eyes of a Star. So you can see Eyes of a Star is, this is more of like a satin, this is a satin. These two are mattes or similar to mattes. It's a warm color story. It's pretty. It reminds me of some of the Tom Ford warmer quads. This one, these are more like satiny. This is more of a shimmer. These are satins. Maybe this is a shimmer and this is a matte. The color stories are very similar, especially between the Star Aura, which is this, and Eyes of a Star. What I would say is Eyes of a Star is warmer. That's more neutral. This does have more, you know, depth with this blackish shade, but not a ton. So I am gonna do videos with all of the quads, but today we are gonna do Eyes of a Star. So if you're familiar with Charlotte Tilbury, basically she has Prime, Enhance, Define, and Smoke on the back of her quads. So basically there's a program about how you use the shades. There's no pop shade in these. So this is what we're gonna use. This is Eyes of a Star. And when I say pop shade, she usually has a shade in there that you sort of put on over, which is like a topper shade. Doesn't seem to have that in these. So there isn't like that shimmer or that glittery shade like to top. And that's what the pop shade was supposed to be. So it's a different type of quad than her standard. Let's use a Wayne Goss 06. I'm actually gonna do, you know, a pretty simple look here. The way she has recommended it is that you prime and enhance with Define and Smoke. And Smoke this one. I'm gonna actually do something a little bit different. I'm gonna take the this shade here, the matte, and kind of put it on the eye. Let's just see how this works. I don't have any primer on my eyes or anything. You saw me put everything on. It's a pretty shade. It's like a burnt umber, brownish orangey shade. I would not say it's spring-like at all, but these shades technically came out in December, so they, although, you know, coming out with the other spring lines, I guess, it's not technically a spring collection. So let me, you know, put this on and we'll buff this out. I did want to talk a little bit, since we're doing a get ready with me, about some of the things that are going on. Those of you who may not know, my office is actually in Washington, D.C. I work from home and travel. Well, in a normal year, I travel a lot, but my office is in DC. I'm gonna take the Wayne Goss 03 and buff that out. Many of my friends are in the Washington, DC area, and friends and coworkers. And so, you know, the events at the Capitol were not only deeply disturbing at just a human level, but as a personal one, because I have friends who live there, very near to the Capitol actually, and I have, you know, I worked in DC, and I guess technically still work in DC for almost all of my career. So yeah, I mean, I don't have good words to use for what happened. And I'm not gonna get all political here, guys. This is not what this channel's for. I talk about fashion and beauty, but this is way beyond politics. You know, what occurred is just reprehensible and should never happen here, or frankly anywhere. And I was horrified and saddened, frankly, to witness it. So actually I was gonna film the other day and I was just like, yeah, I can't film with this happening. Let's go in with a Sonia G Crease Pro. So, you know, I'm not gonna get into any like specific thing. We'll take the deep brown shade. I just like to say, you know, I really hope that this was sort of the horrible incident that should have never happened that will lead to real change. Because you know, I've walked those halls, I've visited many members of Congress, and I can't even imagine how horrifying that must have been for everyone, and how scary and awful. And I just, you know, no one should have to go through something like that. You know, that shouldn't happen in schools. It shouldn't happen in an office building. It shouldn't happen anywhere. And it certainly shouldn't happen in the People's House in Congress. Like, the Capitol is an amazing building. It's a beautiful place, and it represents so much more than that, especially to me and the people that have worked there. So, yeah, I mean, I wish I could say something eloquent. All I can say is that I have to hope for better, and I have to hope that this was a wake-up call for a lot of people who didn't really think it was that bad or that much of a problem. Because for people to feel that violent and angry and hateful, you know, that something has to change, because you can't continue as a unified nation when you have that. So again, I'm not here to preach to anyone or, you know, tell anyone what they already don't know, but yeah, it was a pretty horrifying day, and I just hope that everyone stays safe for the next 2 weeks until the inauguration, and of course going forward. Yeah, it was a pretty surprising. You know what? It wasn't even surprising. It was just the fact that anyone felt like that was in any way acceptable behavior anywhere. I just do not understand. Let's take the like this gold shade, put it on the eyelid. I'm going in with a Chikuhodo F06, tiny little brush. So put that on the like sort of just the center of the lid here. It's a very pretty shade. It doesn't have a ton of pop, but it's, you know, it's a nice gold. It's kind of like just a really pretty shade. I would say, again, it doesn't have a ton of oomph though. So if you're a deeper skin tone, I'm not sure it's gonna show up very bright or very impactful. I think it'll just be kind of like, oh, it's kind of pretty. Let's take the like coppery shade and see if I can put that on the outer. Yeah, again, I mean, it's pretty. It's a nice shade. I mean, you know, again, like though looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty. It looks nice on the eye. But for what you're paying for a Charlotte Tilbury quad, especially now that you're getting like half as much, I want to be blown away like I was with the Fire Rose. This is just sort of like, oh, it's pretty. I mean, it blended well. It looks nice, but it's not amazing. Let me take the deep brown shade, and I'll use the Wayne Goss 06. I guess when they say filter, that's maybe what they mean. Like it's kind of a filtered, soft focus look, which it is. I'm not gonna say it's not. I mean, that's fair. Maybe that's what it was supposed to be. A very soft, you know, filtered look. Yeah, I mean, I think this does look nice on an older, more mature eye like mine. It's not accentuating texture or anything like that, which is good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty. I'm just not bowled over by it. And the shades aren't anything, you know, that you don't already have. I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Copper Charge, the dual, and I'll take the matte side, the darker side, and line my eyes with it. Yeah, I just, I felt like, again, this is not a political statement, it's just a decency statement. That was one of the most, you know, horrific and, I mean, made me angry and sad at the same time to see such a thing. You know, I'm glad the Congress came back in and validated people's votes, and are trying to move forward. I think that's, you know, what they needed to do, but really disheartened that the whole thing happened in the first place. Oh, okay. So let me do, let's curl the lashes, put on some mascara, take a look at the overall look. I did get a sample of the Legendary Lashes, tiny little sample, Charlotte Tilbury. I don't have the Pillow Talk one. Yeah, I think you guys all know. I mean, my idea, you know, about this channel is we can have disagreements, we can have a discourse about things we like and don't like, but we will do it respectfully. No one will be rude or disrespectful on my channel anyway. I welcome discourse, and I want to hear people's opinions, and I think we're all made better by hearing different perspectives, but it has to be done in a way that's respectful of everyone. And to me, violence is not a good way to get your point across. I don't respect it, and I understand when people are angry about things. Absolutely, I get angry about things too, but I don't understand that level of hatred. I just I don't understand it, and it's, to me, not acceptable in any form. So it was really upsetting, and especially since, you know, I lived there for so many years. It's just something you would hope would never happen. And people wouldn't behave that way, but obviously, you know, it did. So, all right, that actually looks nice. I think I've used Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes before. I feel like I have, but I either have, you know, gotten rid of it because it went bad or whatever. That worked well. I think it looks nice. I'll bring you in so you can see the finished look up close, and I think you'll see that it's a pretty quad. It actually looks nice on the eye. I feel like I have like Copper Charge is actually like a nicer quad than this one, and then I have other formulas that work as well. But anyway, let me bring you in really close. Okay. So yeah, I think it looks nice. I think it's a pretty quad. Since price per ounce, it's twice as much as Copper Charge. I would go with Copper Charge. let me buff this out just a little bit. I am going to do a video comparing the quads to other quads and other Charlotte Tilbury quads. So what I mean by that is I will pull out the Copper Charge, I will pull out some of the Tom Fords, and we will take a look at the difference between these and those to get a better idea of color stories. But as you saw, these three color stories are actually pretty close. This one is definitely warmer. I think you're probably, you know, the golds and the coppers of this one. The Star Aura is the lightest of them. And then the Diva Lights looks like the one that has more depth to it. But again, we'll have to see what that looks like on the eye. So I am going to do a video with the Diva Lights and the Star Aura as well. And then I'm going to do some comparisons. But I want to pull out all the different quads that I think will be good comparisons with them. Today I just really wanted to do more of a, you know, get ready with me. You can kind of see the formula. The formula of these are all, you know, they're all the same. They feel the same. Like I said, more of that, what she's calling it, a soft focus glow. This does look more like a soft focus look. I think it works well for a more mature eye. Let me pull out a lipstick that we can use. Let's use Glowing Jen. I'll be honest, I bought Glowing Jen because it was called Glowing Jen, and my name is Jennifer. And there's not a lot of lipsticks where they actually use Jennifer in the name because it's such a ubiquitous name and everybody has it. So when I see a lipstick that has Jennifer in the name, I usually buy it. I know it's ridiculous and stupid, but I do. So what I have to say is I actually think it looks really pretty on the eye. I think these colors look nice on me. I like a warm quad, like coppers and golds. I like that color story. I think it looks really pretty on. It blended beautifully. It looks really nice on a mature eye. If that's what she's saying when she's saying a soft focus glow, I like it. But I'm not blown away with like the formula or the way that it pops on the eye like the Fire Rose. When I tried that one, I can link the video, but I was just like, wow, that looks stunning. So these are very pretty. I think they're good basic quads. I think the formula is good. I'll do the other ones and have videos up for those. And like I said, I will have comparisons. Let me know if there's something that you want me to compare them to. I have in mind already what I'm thinking of, like for her quads, for Charlotte Tilbury. You know, I'm obviously thinking Copper Charge, but then I'm thinking Tom Ford, Dior, like Mitza, those types of things. So I'll do a full comparison with other brands. But if there's a particular quad that you're thinking of that you'd like to see it compared to, Tom Ford, Suspicion, that kind of thing. So that'll be coming up, not too much longer, I promise. I did kind of reset after the Feisty Festivus, guys. I'm definitely going to be doing, you know, 2 to 3 videos a week, maybe more. But it's definitely going to be a little bit of a more reasonable pace in 2021. It's important to find a balance for everything, and you know, I need sleep and rest like all of us, and I want to bring to you the best content that I can, the quality that I want to bring, and I want to make sure that I do that by balancing out the rest of my life so that when I come here to talk to you guys, I'm excited and well rested, and I can think through what I want to say and what I want to do, and I can be creative. So I think that's the most important thing. So yeah, we'll have the other quads coming up. I've got the Dior trios. They're interesting. I don't don't know what else to say. I do have the Dior Cushion Foundation as well, which I will show to you guys. The Kyoto brush, which I put up on Instagram. I'll talk about that. And a few other surprises that will be coming up soon. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.